Okay. Yep. So let us shut off. Good luck.
One caller standing.
I'm working on information for you, but in the meantime, I want to get you out of here because I realize you're kind of desperate to get out of here. I want to take a photo statement from you.
I can't go anywhere. I don't have any property. They took my phone, my keys, money.
Okay.
I just want to get to Regions where he is, since y'all not telling me what's going on.
Well,
hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, good to meet you, Diamond. Sorry about all this circumstance.
this is...
I think they brought a black guy in here because I said that they're racist.
No, this is my job.
Okay.
I work for the state. We both work for the state. Our job is to investigate this. So it's just the luck of the draw. I'm the one that showed up.
All right.
So, today's date is Wednesday, July 6th. The time is 11:21 hours. Correction, 23:21 hours. And this is in regards to BCA case number 2016.
433.
And Diamond, you gave me your name already, but I'm just going to go ahead and state that for the record. Diamond, is it Laray, L-A-R-A-Y-E, last name Reynolds, common spelling, and your birthday is July 14, 1989. Is
That is correct.
And you and your boyfriend, who you refer to as Phil, reside at 970 Rainey, number 3, in St. Paul, 55106. Is that right?
Correct.
And your cell phone number is 651-529-4475, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And Phil's last name is
Castillo.
Castillo, and that's spelled C-A-S-T-I-L-E. His birthday is 7/16, and we think it's 1981, and he's just about to turn 35.
That is correct.
Okay. His date already stated is July 6th. So, can you just tell us what happened tonight?
Yes, absolutely. We were heading westbound down Larpener, coming back from dropping my sister off, from coming back from a long day of work. As we're heading west down Larpener, I didn't notice that we were being pulled over because my head was down in my phone. I look up and see that there's lights flashing behind me. We pull over to the side immediately. The officer gets out of his car. One officer is on the right side of me. One officer is on the left side. The officer on the left side, which is the driver's side, which is the driver's side, seemed very jittery from the time he walked to the car. He asked my boyfriend, "Hi sir, did you know that your back tail light was out?" My boyfriend stated, "No, I didn't know my back tail light was out." And then the officer, "However, do you have license and registrations?" My boyfriend stated, "Yes, however, I do have license and registrations." He said, "Can you put your hands up in the air, please?" And then he said, "Can you pull out your license and registration?" My boyfriend said, "Officer, I have a gun on me." And before he can do anything, he said, "Don't reach." But he was already supposed to be reaching for his license and registration. And in the process of him reaching for his license and registration, he's telling the officer, "Officer, I do have a firearm on me." And he's saying, well, now that my boyfriend told him that he has a firearm on him as he was reaching for his registration and his license, which is in his back pocket, the gun was in his way and he wasn't able to get to his license and registration. And the officer, already with his gun blazing, cocked and everything, don't move, and took off. And that was it.
And you were sitting in the passenger front seat.
That is correct.
And where was Deanna sitting?
In the back car seat.
Okay.
When the officer came to the car, she unbuckled her seatbelt.
Okay.
And began to move around in the back seat, asking for food, because we had just came from daycare and work in the grocery store. As they can see, the groceries in the front. And she went to start reaching for the halls that were on the back floor, and the officer stopped looking at my boyfriend as he was telling him to get his license and registration, started looking at my daughter. And I told my daughter instantly, stop moving, stop moving, stop moving. And then that's when the officer would draw his attention back to what he really was originally focused on.
Okay. So was the officer on the driver's side?
As soon as the officer on the passenger side began to start yelling, don't move and all that, the other officer, I looked back and he was gone. He was out of clear sight. He was nowhere to be found.
Okay. Were both windows open, the passenger window?
All of the windows were open.
Including the back seat?
All of the windows. My daughter was moving around in the back seat, like I said, and he shot. He asked my boyfriend for license and registration. As my boyfriend was reaching for his license and registration, he was having some difficulties. So he let the officer know, I have a firearm on me. And then that's when the officer was like, well, don't move, don't move. And as he's trying to get himself back comfortable, just like that.
How many?
About 4 or 5 shots, back to back. His whole arm popped off.
And this is Phil?
Yeah.
Did Phil actually reach his firearm? Did he get it?
No, he didn't even get it. It was still stuck inside his pants. He wasn't even able to pull it out.
Okay.
Can you describe how pants here?
No, he has it. He has, because it's in a holster. So he has it inside of his pants right here, and then he has the holster part, the metal part, over his belt. So you gotta like wiggle it to get off being hooked onto the belt. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't able to do much. That's why when the officer was like, license and registration, he would notice himself having some difficulties. That's when he told the officer, I have a firearm on me. And I'm like, he's licensed to carry. And then that's when he's like, don't move, don't move. But he didn't even let us tell him nothing before he could really. I was just so, I'm trying to say everything at once. I instantly hopped on Facebook because I wanted to get it live. I want America to see how police react in situations without giving people the option to decipher. Or if you're pulling me over for a tail light, why would you be nervous? Why would you be jittery? Why would you be antsy? And if people are allowed to have firearms and also concealed to carry, why does that give you the right? If you're asking, let me see your license and registrations, put your hands in the air. How can you do 2 things at one time? How can you get your license and registrations and put your hands in the air at the same time? It's either you want me to put my hands in the air to make you feel comfortable, or you want me to follow the rules, what you're just telling me. And he shot. And why did it take for that many times for him to shoot somebody blatantly in front of 2 women like that? For no apparent reason. Because he was having hard times getting to his license and registration.
Does he have a permit to carry?
Yes, he does. He has license, he has insurance, he has a license to carry, he works for St. Paul Public Schools. He's been working for St. Paul Public Schools for well over 10 years. He doesn't have any kids. He's the only son of 2 kids. His sister was on the scene. He's never been arrested, fingerprinted, handcuffed. He has no criminal history. He is a good man. He's not a gang member, gang affiliated. He goes to work and he comes home. His birthday's next week. He just left from getting his hair done, from being at work all day at school with the kids, to come home from picking me up, me complaining at him for not being where he's supposed to be, where I needed him, to come home, drop my sister off, do a favor, get some groceries, and then get killed for a shot. Whatever y'all not telling me, I don't want to think he's the worst right now, but because it was a white officer and we are black in a community where there is really no justice, he blatantly shot his fired his arm without proper protocol.
Whose car was it?
My boyfriend's car.
Okay.
It might be registered to his mom's name though.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that, but I know it's my boyfriend's car.
Was there any illegal drugs or controlled substances?
Yes, we smoke marijuana.
Okay.
There was marijuana in the car.
Okay.
Yes, we are smokers. That's it.
Okay. What time did this happen? Do you have any idea?
This happened right before 9 o'clock. I left the grocery store. He picks me up around 7:45. We went to the grocery store. We left out of the grocery store around 8:30. We was over there on Larpenter around 9:45 is when about 8:45 is when it happened. Right before 9 o'clock, because my sister was buying me some groceries because I didn't have food in my house, and she was telling me I have to be somewhere before 9 o'clock. I have to be somewhere before 9 o'clock. And we made it. We were just to her house before 9 o'clock.
Okay. How long have you and Phil been together?
10 years plus.
Okay.
Been together for 10 years.
Okay, and it's a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Okay. And although he's not Deanna's...
No, he's not. He cares for her. He takes care of her, pick her up from... I work 2 jobs.
Okay.
He works 1 job. I leave one. He picks me up from my first job. He takes me to my second job, and he picks my daughter up from daycare and watches her while I work my night job.
Okay. Where do you work?
I work at the Embassy Suites Hotel,
Okay.
and I would also like a statement because I will not be able to go to work.
What time do you work?
I work tomorrow at 8 in the morning. And then I work my second job at Family Dollar tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Family Dollar?
So I won't be able to go to neither one.
Which one is that?
Midway,
Okay.
the Embassy Suites downtown St. Paul.
How long, so you were stopped, a traffic stop was made?
There wasn't even a traffic stop. We were in plain sight. We got pulled over. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Okay.
So, and then 2 officers came at the same time?
Yeah. No, this officer came first, the one with the gun, the one who shot my boyfriend.
So the driver's side officer came first?
Yes.
And then the passenger side officer
Came after.
How much
Like,
after?
I'll say 60 seconds after he walked up.
A full minute.
Yeah.
And then during that minute, what was the conversation that was happening?
He said that, do you know why you're being pulled over? He said no. He said, your back tail light is out. Did you know your back tail light was out? He said, no, officer, I didn't know my back tail light was out. He said, do you have license and registration? He says, yes, I have license and registrations. As he's going to reach for his license and registrations, he's having some difficulties. He lets the officer know he has a firearm on him. As he's having the difficulties trying to get his hands back in the air, the officer states, stop moving, as he's trying to get back comfortable and let off shots.
Okay.
The other officer walked away. He disappeared miraculously.
The one by the driver's side?
The one on the passenger side.
Oh, that's the one that disappeared?
Yeah, the one on my side,
Okay.
which is the passenger side, he disappeared. The one on the driver's side was just there the whole time. Like, ma'am, don't move. Ma'am, oh my God. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh yeah, you can't believe it, sir, because you did it.
So that happened after the shooting?
Yes.
Is that about when you started filming?
Yes.
Okay.
It's exactly when I started filming.
Okay.
What job does Phil do for St. Paul?
He works in the cafeteria. He runs the, like, a dietitian aide, dietary aide type deal. Yep. Does all the computer work, puts all the orders in.
So does he have the summer off, or?
Nope, he works summer school. He goes to,
Year-round?
yep,
Okay.
he goes to work every day. He got his birthday off next week, so that's about it. Other than that, he works all year round. His school is right up on Selby.
All right. I'm a little worried about the trauma caused to your daughter, Deanna.
It's very much a lot of trauma, very much.
And I just want you to think about something right now. And I appreciate you talking to me and being candid with me, right? It's important that we talk to you. But I may at some point want Deanna to be interviewed by someone that's an expert in talking to kids, and that's neither my partner or myself. And I could set that up through St. Paul or Minneapolis, maybe set it up through the Midwest Children's Resource Center in St. Paul and coordinate that. Would that be okay with you?
Okay, and what is
That's
this?
at Children's Hospital.
Okay, I understand that, but why would they want to?
Well, for a couple of reasons. Two things come to mind. She's a witness.
Absolutely.
So part of what we do is
She's
talk
very
about witnesses.
honest.
No, she seems really bright, actually.
Yes, she is.
A brief conversation I had with her. But I wanted to figure out what she saw, number one, but more importantly, if there is trauma to her, just the human component of this is, what is an acceptable plan to make sure she's not more adversely affected going forward? What is the best plan going
There's
forward?
no best plan. There's no best plan. An officer wrongfully shot and hopefully not killed my boyfriend without proper protocol.
Okay, but
There's no way my daughter's going to be able to move forward from this. Phil is like her father.
Okay.
He does everything for her. He picks her up from school. He drops her off at school. He reads her books before bedtime. He wakes up in the morning. There will be no coming from this. He's more in her life than her own father. There is no coming back from this. She can talk to all the therapists she needs, but this is not, there's no coming back from this.
Diamond, would you be open to that interview or not? I mean, if you want to think about it.
I mean, if it's going to help with this case and as far as that officer's concerned, because I feel like he needs to be suspended with no pay. There needs to be some type of consequences. I understand that he has a badge and he has the right to bear arm, but you have the right to bear arm for probable cause.
That's why we like the owner. She's a witness. We'd like to get that done, and they're professionals. So if you
Okay.
And what's super important going forward is that you try not to, you basically don't talk to her about the details of this.
Yeah, and I already told her too, I don't want her to go to school and telling nobody either.
Okay, including conversations with you, and I'll try to set that up for tomorrow. But so we'll be in touch, and we'll talk about that more later after the statement. So getting back to the statement, the controlled substance or the weed, did that come from you or did that come from Phil?
They came from me. It was just some smoking stuff. That's just what I smoke. I go to work every day, you know. No doctors and lawyers that do pot, you know, it's not a big deal. I don't know how much of it was or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned with it. I just want to figure out how it got there. So the other thing, that I just want to, this is hard, but I want to go through kind of second by second, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. So you get pulled over, it's 8:45 roughly, 3 people in your car. What kind of car was it?
A white, old school Chevy Caprice.
Okay, older sedan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
90-something.
And it's Phil's or maybe registered?
It's Phil's. It's very raggedy.
Okay. And the first officer to approach the vehicle was the one that eventually shot, and he approached on the driver's side window.
That is correct.
And he had what you described as a 60-second conversation with Phil, wherein he asked, do you know why I stopped you? He described the taillight was out. Phil was unaware of that. He asked for license and registration. Phil said, yes, I have that. And then what happened?
He told him that he had a firearm on him, and as he was getting back...
So let's stop right there.
Okay.
Did he say that as he was moving his hands to get his license and registration?
Yeah.
And then, as that motion was happening, and he was telling the officer, what did the officer say?
Stop moving! Stop moving! Boom, 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 boom!
Okay. And it happened that fast.
Just like that.
So he only made one motion. He didn't raise his hands.
He didn't do nothing. He couldn't do... He was like...
But see, earlier, I'm just trying to make sure that I get this clear. Earlier you said...
He started off with his hands in the air because that's how the officer...
Well, that's how the traffic stop started. Okay.
That's how it started. He said, put your hands in the air. Well, okay, his hands was in the air. All of our hands was in the air.
Do you have license and registration yet?
Do you have... And he said, yes.
And then he said...
As he said yes, and he's going to reach for it, he said, he was having, you know, I have a firearm on me.
Okay, now you're reaching to the front.
Well, you know, I don't know how guys do that, you know,
Okay.
but
Just for the benefit of the listener, you're reaching towards the front of your belt.
he has it here. He keeps it here.
So right above...
It's not easy. It's easier to get it out if it was right here. He has it.
Right in the top of his groin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here.
And he was reaching in an area you described kind of by the hip bone.
Yeah, because that's his back pocket.
Okay, so he's
His
reaching...
wallet was in his back pocket.
Okay, so he's reaching for what you think is his back pocket.
Right, because he had the license and registration. He keeps everything. He has a big fat wallet. He keeps license, registration. He keeps everything in his wallet. Credit cards, money, everything in his wallet.
It's a guy thing, I get that.
I don't understand it, but he keeps it in there. And he was reaching for it, but it's so damn fat. He sags his pants. He couldn't get the thing out his thing.
So Phil's a big guy.
No, he's skinny.
Oh, okay.
He's skinny as hell.
Okay.
Tall.
All right. And so it was just the one motion.
Mm-hmm.
And did the officer see the weapon, or do you think...
No, he didn't see it because it wasn't visible.
Because he was wearing what kind of clothes?
He had a long shirt on.
Okay.
He had his pants. His back of his pants was sagging because his butt always is just out. And then his belt where his gun was actually up to where it needed to be.
Okay. Okay. All right. And so the extent of the conversation was Phil just offering one time, I have a weapon?
Yep.
What was his exact words?
He said, I have a firearm. That was his words.
Period.
Period.
Okay.
And then the officer, stop moving. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
He let off more rounds than he let out words.
Okay. So the last thing Phil said was, I have a firearm. Okay.
As he was trying to reach for that wallet.
And you've seen that firearm before?
Yeah.
You know he carries it?
Yeah, he don't go nowhere. We make it a joke about it all the time with me and my mom. Like, Phil carry a gun because he's scary. Oh, he carry a gun because he's soft. He carry a gun because he won't bust a grape. But I live in a high crime neighborhood. There was been 2 murders in my backyard.
The Rainy?
Yeah, on Forest. It's been 2 murders within the past year and a half.
So it's for protection?
It's for my protection, my daughter's protection, and his protection. There's men that sit on my porch smoking drugs all day and all night. I work the night shift, so it's not safe for me and it's not safe for him as a man. He has to protect his family. We're moving. We're moving in August.
You know how long he's had the permit?
A while.
Okay.
He's had it for a while.
Like months or years?
No, years. He's had it. I'm pretty sure.
Got practices?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We
went to the range on dates before, all that, yes.
You know what caliber?
9mm.
Okay. Is that the only one?
Only one, yes.
Okay.
That he's ever had around me.
You know what kind of gun was the manufacturer?
Nah, I don't know the manufacturer. I just know it's a 9. It's black. I don't touch it. I don't hold it. I don't...
Have you shot it at the range?
No, he shoots his gun and he buys one for me or rent one. Yeah.
Okay.
He likes to shoot his own stuff.
All right.
But it was not visible. His shirt was covering it. He had a belt on. It wasn't out. It was not visible.
Okay. So
what they say? Because I know you just got the text.
yeah, I don't think, because Phil's died, I got some bad news. And I'm sorry it happened. Did he say anything after he was shot?
He didn't say anything. His eyes rolled in the back of his head and he just looked at me.
Okay.
He didn't say anything. There was nothing to say.
I'm really sorry. It's terrible.
This officer got to go home to his family. He took him away from us. Oh, that's hell. It's not fair. It's not fair. Please get me out of here.
We can do that.
How would you like to be taken to the hospital? Do you have a...
I don't have any ride. They took my cell phone, my house keys. I don't even know how I'm getting home in the...
We'll get that stuff back to you. Your cell phone, we'll get that back to you.
I want to go to the hospital so I can see him for the last time.
House keys, you said they took those?
They got my purse. They got everything.
Can we call someone right now, Diamond?
I don't have any numbers to call anyone.
Okay, I can maybe send a squad car over to a house and have someone communicate with you, you know. Like having an officer go to a house.
There's no house to go to. I don't have nobody but my boyfriend. I don't have nobody.
Your mom or...
No, my mom lives in a different state. He was all I had.
So you have no family?
No family, but my sister who was at the scene.
Where did she go to?
I don't know. They took my phone. I didn't even get to talk to her.
Okay, so you need your keys to get back into your apartment.
And I need my phone for sure to call people.
So your sister who was dropped off before the traffic stop?
Yes.
Okay.
She came back. Once I got on Facebook, they found out where I was and came.
So she came back to the scene. So she wasn't there.
He killed him. So now what? Where do we go from here? Because there's going to be lawsuits going to be in order. There's discrimination and there's racism. There's a lot of things that's going to play now because of this.
So here's what Mike and I and what our colleagues do is we go and we do interviews and we talk to everyone, and then we have a crime scene team at the scene of this event, and they're going to do a full forensic crime scene.
Well, make sure they don't remove his gun off of him and try to make it seem like something that it wasn't, because I already know how the system is. I already know how they tamper with evidence. I already know how they do. And they took a life. You guys' department, your police...
We don't work for the
well,
department.
okay, I'm sorry. The people who are supposed to serve and protect us took an innocent man's life today. 9 days before his birthday.
Yep, that's a fact, and that's sad, and we're sorry about it. And our job is to find out what happened.
I hope that police officer is going to be fired or something's going to happen with no pay. He should not be allowed to be still working if he don't know how to control his feelings, his emotions, and anything that has to do with taking innocent people's lives.
And if that's found to be true, then there'll be some sort of training, punishment, who knows what. But that's after the investigation. And when we're done with the investigation, we give it to the Ramsey County prosecutor, and then they're going to have a grand jury, and they'll figure out what happened. So there's a lot of evidence we have to go through.
So how do you figure...
Guns, the bullets, the cameras, where their cameras rolling, your phone has to be analyzed, because we got to pull that video off of your phone. All that evidence together is how we get a full picture, and the interview with you and your daughter.
The video ain't saved. It's just on Facebook.
Oh, it got posted immediately?
Yeah.
And it didn't get the shooting itself? It was right after?
Yeah, it was after.
Okay, but it still will provide something.
Because he told me don't move, so I couldn't pick my phone up in the midst of him doing that, because he would have shot me too, shit.
Okay. All right, well, I got to go find out where your purse is so we can get you your keys and get back in your apartment. Your phone, we're going to have to take it and download. Even though you say it's posted immediately, the phone still is kept in your flash memory.
Well, I have an iPhone. It's not. You know how Facebook goes live?
Oh, yeah.
I went live.
Okay, well, we'll take a look.
So you can just Facebook. You don't have to take my phone because it's not saved into the memory. iPhone don't. Y'all have iPhones.
Yeah.
If you go live on Facebook, that live video don't save to your phone. It only is on Facebook. Okay. And then once it gets shared, you know how that goes.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to end the tape portion of the statement. Before I do, is there anything else that's important for me to know as an investigator that we haven't talked about or mentioned?
There's nothing important other than he wrongfully killed a man and asked 2 questions at one time. Can I see your hands? Can I see your license and registrations?
As far as you know, there's no previous dealings between Phil and either one of his officers?
No, he never seen that man a day in his life.
All right, the time is now 23:48 hours.
I'm going to find out about your purse, find out where it is.
In my phone.
Check your phone.
And then I'd like to ring that with Deanna. And would you do me a favor? I know this is hard. I know you're in pain. You're in a child protection worker, so I worry about kids. There's nothing we can do about what's already happened, but there's things we can do to make it worse. And I just want you to really...
He died on the scene.
Yeah, I think they loaded him in an ambulance and transported him and tried to revive him. But the word I just got was that he was deceased. So, but what I'd like you to consider, and I know this is just a lot going on in your brain, but I'm going to get a hold of you tomorrow, and I want to set up an appointment to have her interviewed as a witness, but more importantly, I want Mom, you, to talk to the medical staff who's dealt with kids that have had trauma before, and they have advice for parents on how not to make it worse. Because we can't undo what's been done. That's not an option, but we can.
But he still gets to go home to his family. He has no worries. He gets to come back to work as if he didn't take a life for no reason. I know the truth.
Okay. We investigate, we collect, we gather facts, and we are thorough. And if he broke the law, he's going to be accountable. And that's all there is to it. All right?
I can't believe my boyfriend.
It's a 10-year relationship?
Yes. I haven't been with anybody.
So if you
He
don't
didn't
mind
deserve this.
If you don't mind me asking, how your daughter's 4 or 5? So was there a break in the relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you guys got back together?
Yeah, we got back together.
You
And
guys planning to get married, right?
yes, we was. Also having kids.
Okay.
Yes, we was.
Did he grow up in St. Paul?
Yes, he did.
So let me ask you some questions about his family. Do you know anything about his parents?
Yes, his mom is in his life. His sister is a doctor.
What's his mom's name?
Her name is Valerie Castillo
What is she?
in Robbinsdale, Minnesota.
How old is she?
Probably like 50 or something. I don't know.
Does she work?
Yes,
Where is she?
I'm not sure.
And then the sister of the doctor, what's her name?
Alize Castillo.
How do you spell that name?
I like the liquor Alize. And then,
I don't correct.
I mean either A-L-A-Z-Y, I don't know, but my boyfriend's dead.
Alize, and then the last name?
Castillo.
Castillo. Okay, so she's not married. She's a doctor where?
She does, I can't even think straight. I don't know, somewhere in Brooklyn Park. Oh my God.
In the meantime, can you refrain from talking to Deanna about this particular event?
What, about the fact that he's dead and he's never coming
you
back?
can talk about death, and you can talk about his never coming back, and she asks questions, you can answer them, but I'm not trying to, make sure we don't spoon feed her what to say, because she's going to have a,
Oh yeah, I won't talk to her.
okay, about the details of this. Her mind is too young to really intellectually get around any of this right now, so all she needs from you is love, and I can tell she's charming and delightful, and what I'm asking you to do is incredibly hard, is to be strong for your daughter, but that would be my preference, for the sake of her. And you have my assurance that Agent Mike Phil and I...
Nobody gave me, that's how I know y'all don't care about us. Y'all don't give us business cards, nothing, just nothing. Oh my God.
I think I handed you one when I met you.
No.
Okay. Would you like one from Mike too?
Yes, I want one from everyone. I want the officer's badge number that shot my boyfriend. I want his name.
I don't have that right now. I didn't even go to the scene. I came straight here. So, let me say we bring you back in that other room. Yes. Restrooms are right through it.
Per person.